Hello everyone. So as promised, I will try to update today upgrade my Xamarin application to the latest version of .NET Maui, which at the moment is .NET 8. And I already prepared a couple of tabs to show you what is new in the .NET Maui. So if you haven't checked those links, you can just Google it out. It's not a nuclear science. And you can see also some metrics, some numbers. Apparently, they really do a lot of pull request merges. They resolved a lot of bugs compared to the .NET 7. But as you might know, I was not quite happy with the previous versions of .NET Maui because it had so many bugs that it was impossible to work with it. That's the reason why I have my app written in Xamarin. So the latest version of the Maui is 8.03. Supports iOS 17, Android 14. That's the most important, and it has certain highlights here. You can of course run through them. But what I really wanted to go is really maybe show the app and really try to migrate it because I still haven't done it. Even when we migrate the app, if this is successful, there's still I'm still a bit. I have my reservation about the Maui itself because at the moment there's almost 3,000 open issues. Maybe some of them are not right. Maybe some of them are user issues, user mistakes. But the only way to realize is this the case or not is by trying it out. So I did my homework. I even created a specific Android emulator for .NET Maui. So as I installed this .NET 8 version and installed the latest Maui there, something happened with emulators as well. So I had to disable and enable Hyper-V so that Android emulator is working as expected. So as you may see here, I do have certain animations. I can change the languages. This should work fine. I can do a bit of a math. So let me just click around it. Oops, I was too quick. Okay, and see here, I will get also a certain animation. This is Lottie animation, and I'm not expecting it to work. Same as I'm not expecting that some packages are going to be functional. For instance, the addmob package, as well as what else as well as the one to play the music, because I also have the music in the background. However, let's start with the process. So the version of the Visual Studio which I have is 17.8.3, so it should be correct, so you can work with it. The latest one, latest and greatest, at least today, and today is December 10th. So yes, maybe it would be a very good idea to create even a first new .NET Maui app, the empty one, just to see is it going to work. And I'm going to create it, I'm going to call it brand new Maui. And I'm going to choose .NET 8, click create, and I'm wondering, is this going to work as expected? So I'm going to create it as a startup project and maybe change to Android emulators, my new pixel for Maui. Great. So I'm going inside this very much open heart and open-minded, and let's see how does it go. I think I already saw invalid file name, it must contain. Okay, this is a font. This is a font. Okay, so already even the brand new doesn't seem to work quite well. But let's try. So I'm just going to try to build this. So maybe it won't recognize the font now if I missed the minus. So if it's used somewhere in the code. But let's see, will it build? It won't. So invalid splash. Okay. Okay, resources. What is here? A splash. It's there. What is his configuration? Android resource. Okay, shouldn't it be Maui resource? Let me just see, not editor. It would be very good to have this alphabetically, the values. Maui asset, right? Maui asset, I guess that's it. Let's try to build again. And then let's see, is it going to be any better? Looks a bit better. And I think I always have this in a different way. It should be Maui font. Maui font, very well. And the other fellow is also going to be Maui font. Yes, we're killing it. Awesome start of the migration. Up icon SVG, where was it? Debug resources, up icon, okay, of course. Up icon SVG, and you are as well. Maui icon maybe, yes, and you as well, I guess. No, this is SVG, okay, so this should hopefully work. Let's build. It takes a bit longer, which means it is a bit more promising. Output. Come on, Mr. Maui. So, let's see. Will we have a chance? Yes, build succeeded. Very well. So if I play this now, it should deploy it to my emulator, and we should see brand new Maui app without without any customization, without any changes whatsoever. So let me just include also my Android emulator. Just on a small note, while this is building, I'm going to try to upgrade this this app of mine, and of course first I'm going to try it on Android, but also I'm going to try it of course on the iOS, because the iOS was very much problematic the last time, so I'm quite interested in how will it look like. Hopefully we get deployment done soon. And it's a blue screen, hopefully not of death. And we have a different icon here. It's no longer the robot, now it's a formula, I guess. And the concept is very much the same. Very well, it works. So this is proof that I have the latest version of the Maui. Great. Let us go to our internet site again, and here I already checked a couple of articles, upgrade from Xamarin to .NET, what to do. Then I also realized that there is .NET Upgrade Assistant, which can help us to do this. Let's see how is this going to work in general. So again, I'm very much open-minded. I didn't try this very much, so it's going to be also a bit of a surprise for me. So let us go here. So my assumption is, as this is a common project, I guess this is something that I would probably want to try it out. So I will play here. I will have some upgrade thing. Yes, I have an upgrade here. Let me do this. Upgrades project and components in a copy project using transfer. Great, this actually is what I want. I don't want to do it in place, so I want to do this one. What is your update target? Let's say new project. Tiki core, why not? Let's go on the next, and let's go of course with the latest and greatest. So .NET 8, click next, and I want to migrate all of those resources. Yes, please. I'm very curious how will it work with images. That's going to be quite fun for me. And I guess I will be able to get rid of some of libraries, for instance, Newton's JSON, because there is already out of the box serializer for .NET. So let's see, this might be interesting. I see a lot of green icons, which usually is very nice. 5 skipped, okay. 51 succeeded. Skipped, okay. MP3 font animations. I guess this is what it skipped, okay. But it did the job, I guess, somehow. Let's see. Let me build a solution again. There is a project here. Very well. Okay, so the target must be set to Windows. .NET SDK, okay. Version will conflict. Okay, so it seems that we might need to check the project configuration a bit. But it still builds. Can't do that. And let me go to properties here, because I'm not interested on the Windows at the moment. So iOS, yes please. Android, yes please. Windows, I will skip the Windows for now. So let me just try to build this one once more. Okay. Install reference live data. Okay, this doesn't look very much great. The target platform is set to Windows, but when using Windows forms, or yeah, but I'm not using them. So what seems to be the problem? Okay, so let me just see which packages are problematic. As I expected, yeah, even the Newtons.json is being marked. Okay, very well. So I will have to get rid of those. I will have to clean this up first. So can I just remove it like this? I think it should be fine. So remove. I will have to adjust the code in a couple of places. So I have my animations, I have my common. Let me just see. Okay, of course, here he cannot recognize it, so he cannot figure this out. So I should say JSON serializer dot deserialize. I should do something like this, and now this should be working. Just, this is something that they could catch. Okay, a bit of a code that I built. Okay, so now I don't have Maui controls application current properties, so I have to figure out how to save the storage. So he didn't preferences set. So it did actually use the preferences set. Okay, so I don't actually need this one, right? If I got it right, very well. Controls, this is a custom code, localization, custom code, services, sound. Yes, there's going to be maybe a few things in the view model. Yes, exactly. So I don't want to have this. I don't want to. It's going to take a bit of a cleaning, and I don't think this is going to be very much interesting thing. So I might just pause video and try to clean this up, and then I will see will this Windows error going to get cleaned up or not. So let me just try to clean this thing up, and then I will let you know what I did. Okay. So it seems that I was able to get more errors in the meanwhile, so I have no idea why. I tried to build the build errors, and I think basic compilation errors in my code, so I even commented out some code to be as fast as possible. And what it seems to me is that there are some additional issues, but I'm not sure which one. Okay, so let us go with the good old school approach, comparing the functioning version against, well, the upgraded unfunctional version. So, is this really the case? That's it. Let me build it again. Let's see, is it any better? So, no, okay, so it's still bad. Okay, so let's just try to compare it. So this one is telling me target frameworks. I like it. And then let's say that these conditions for the MS build, I guess they are correct. Let's just copy these two guys here. Why not? Output type, here is exe, and there is output library, but maybe this is not a problem. Okay, let me just try to build this one to see will I get rid of any problems if I specify the frameworks like this. Looks less. Let's see. Something is less. What else do we have here? Use Maui true to single project, implicit usings, enable, irrelevant, application ID. Only thing here is output type seems to be exe here, and then here I actually have library. So let me just, let's cancel this little fellow and let me just build it again. Program does not contain static main method suitable for an entry point, of course. Yeah, this is becoming quite a fun. So for quite simple project, so far I'm not able to do much. And this is great. I got rid of this Windows error somehow, but now I just have this cannot resolve type. And this could actually be problematic because of maybe linkers, because it doesn't recognize anything here. The only question is how to get rid of it. And now we're going to consult our good old friend Google, because I don't have clue what is this. XML C error XFC 00000. Let's try. Great, cannot resolve type very well. Stack Overflow. Imagine I'm using this instead of ChatGPT, although I do have it. Okay, converter in the class library, open solution. Okay, steps to reproduce. Yes, linker is removing our library from the project. This happens when the compiler removes unused third-party libraries. It happens that library is used, but it's weird. I'm not sure, is this really the case? Let's see, what is this guy saying? Great. Please attach reproduction samples. Okay, so March 7, so it's relatively old thing, and the bot is already. This is the thing that I hate here. This usually happens if Xamarin Form is also working in the project. Make sure to check all dependencies of Xamarin Forms. You can verify this by adding snippet. Okay, at the end of the project. Thank you, Mr. Matlaibao. I definitely didn't pronounce this well. So, where? He said at the end of your CS project. So like this. Is this even valid? Let's see. This project or dependency has imported Xamarin Forms packages. .NET Maui is not compatible. Okay. Can you please tell me which Xamarin Forms packages? That would be quite useful. This is not very well. And by the way, where are my images? Okay, I didn't get any images because the images are living in my Android package. Okay, this sucks. Okay, let me just try to upgrade maybe this one as well. Let me try to make more mess. I'm curious, what is this going to do? Update project to newer, no. Update project features. Select project without changing the whole, and it's no. I want to have this in place side by side upgrade. I want to have a new project. Matiki Android Core, yes. Let me just go, of course, with latest and greatest, .NET 8, and say upgrade selection. I'm very curious what is the, because to be honest, one of the biggest benefits of Maui is that you get this fancy new way of managing resources, because you spend a lot of time building all those images in different resolutions, and hopefully .NET Maui can do this well. I have some assets like a music, for instance. The PNGs, as you may see, they're PNGs. I'm quite curious how will it work with icons, because in Android it is a bit difficult to do this. But now the question is, where are my? I have the resources now. But now this is nothing. This is just an app, I guess, right? So even if I build it, version conflict detected. Where are you detected? Okay, install reference Xamarin Android, but I shouldn't install this reference because it's Xamarin directly. Xamarin Android X lifecycle. Why not? Xamarin Android. Was it Android? Xamarin Android X. X. Implementation. Was it lifecycle? I think it was life cycle, live data. Life cycle, live data. Let's see. This should be the guy. I guess this should be the guy. What is going to be the output of this? I'm quite curious. Failed. Version conflicted. Xamarin Google Android. Okay. This kind of sucks. Because now, and let me just try something else. So if I choose those two, for instance, can I then upgrade? No, it has to be a single select. Because the whole point of Maui as well is that we can have our resources, the code and resources inside one big library, which I'm going to continue on now, and I'm just going to unload this one, and maybe I will also unload these guys as well, just to speed up my build process. And why not also brand new Maui? So if I don't have the resources, the images of my iOS and Android app, how do I migrate this? Build succeeded, really. And what do I get now? I get what do I get now? I don't get anything because I don't have, right? I don't have, it's a library, so I need Excel, right? And now it's going to tell me again that, okay, improper project configuration, no manifest specified. Okay, of course it doesn't know how to start. Specified Android manifest file does not exist. Okay. this is interesting. I didn't honestly expect that this is going to happen, because my assumption was that someone actually tried to do this in the past, and maybe I'm doing it wrong. I'm just going to make a pause of this video, and I'm going to analyze this a bit, but it definitely doesn't look as simple as I was expecting. Maybe someone already have a tutorial how to do this. I just tried to do it without any tutorial, by making tutorial. But maybe this number here explains certain things. That could be possible. Very well, then let's make a pause. Okay, and it seems to me that I was able to finally solve the issues that I had in the past. So first thing that I made as a mistake is the output type. Switching between exe and library is not really the thing. We should really stick with the library, because I just learned that the only thing that you can upgrade is this shared project. So you cannot really upgrade the specific Android or iOS project, because well, you can't. And this is a bit of a problem for me, because usually what you will have in your project is you will have a lot of resources, and you will have a lot of images. And this is especially complicated in the iOS, because you will have also assets catalog, and then this asset catalog will have specific sizes of each of the icons or any image that you would like to use. You might want to have it, of really different sizes. It's also, to be frank, it's also complicated in the Android, because you can have, of course, drawable, but you can also have the specific sizes depending images depending on the different sizes. For instance, the icon is exactly like this, because even in the icons in Android, they're multi-layer icon. As you see here, I have launcher, background, foreground, and monochrome. So you have all those things, and I'm just wondering who would have to do this. And my assumption is that I would have to do this manually, because no one else is mentioning it differently. But the good thing is the project builds. That's the thing. And the way how I solve it, switch to library, and then what I did, I unloaded all of the projects except the one that I upgraded, this Tiki core, and then it just worked, which is great. And now what was quite interesting as well in the other tutorial that I just watched from James Montemagno, I believe, he said, you can now use this library as a reference to your completely new .NET Maui project. So, as we already built the new .NET Maui project, I can just reload this one, this brand new Maui. I can just build it again, and then I would be able to add a reference to the converted project here. But what he did as well, he just played around with all of those things that he has, and he moved them into the completely new project. He just left, I believe, this Maui program, because he likes the fonts configuration here and things like that. So I'm just going to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to, so it tells here build succeeded, very well. So I'm just going to mark this as a starter project. I'm going to choose animations, common, controls, fonts, localization, models, services, sound, view model even, app, assembly info, I don't know, I can go with this one as well. And then I have few XAMLs and this one. So the only thing is I don't have here app shell. Maybe I don't even need app shell, but okay, let me just move these guys into the brand new Maui. So I'm going to just apply to all item. I'm just going to replace all of them. Very well, and now I would have to, of course, adjust the namespace and what is the app shell here? Initialize component. Where are you? Use my little fellow right here, of course. App shell. Yeah, why not? Main page. Let's see, this is a flyout, but maybe I can even get rid of this, right? So maybe I can get rid of this, but let me just try to build it first. Let me just try to build it first to see where do I stand. The build has started. Yeah, this is quite interesting because I have my styles also applied in the app XAML. This should work completely fine, although in the Maui I believe you can have your own separate file for specifying styles, and I think this is probably the way it was done. But just out of the curiosity, I'm just going to play this app and see what do I get. Again, I'll have absolutely no images because I haven't migrated images. I would have to do this as well, but I'm just curious what will it deploy, and will it be able to deploy anything. And let me just kill those warnings here. Living dangerously. Still running. Okay, deploying something, and here is the emulator. I'm expecting that something is going to crash. I'm just not sure in which capacity. It still deploys. Okay, something is happening. And of course, we're not able to use the dependency service. No, get current culture info. So I guess because this little guy is something that I used in both of the, it's a platform specific. So what I can just say it's going to be, actually I will comment this out and I will just say here something like en, whatever. I just want it to potentially start working. So a lot of compromises already, but that was expected. Let us see, will it work? Build started. Yeah, it really takes some time to build. At least you can fast forward. And looking a bit better. Yeah, I think it's going to be really a pity if we cannot work quite well with all the other things. Okay, now localization is failing as well. So what I will also do here, I'm just going to say, instead of saying this, I'm going to say just return new localization model. What do I have here? Sections, there are new sections, and that's it. Hopefully this is going to be better. So obviously the application wants to localize certain elements right now, which is a good signal because it means it tries to render main page at least. Let's see. Let's see, will it work as expected? But really, I'll also try to move the images afterwards. So it should be under resources, images, very well. And then I would be able, ideally, to move all of my images to that folder. And this should be working. And believe it or not, seems that we are visually almost there. Animations are there, very well. Let me just, okay, missing some spacing, some errors, no compatible code, index was out of range. I have no idea, but okay. Hot reloads. Let me just kill this. I will think about this afterwards. The only thing I want to do right now is I just want to take those resources. No bunny. I will just take all of those PNG files. Hopefully this is everything. Yes, I hope so. I will say copy and we'll go to images here and say paste. Let me try again, because I think the configuration of this guy is for the images to use all the images right here. And what? Oh, come on, please. Oh, kill me. So I have to switch all of them to be Maui image or something. Maui icon, Maui. Can I go resource? Maui image. Okay. Let me just copy this thing and then maybe just select all of them. Press F4. Of course not. So let me just do this. Enter. I always wanted to do this. It's such a beautiful thing to do. Exactly this. Come on, please. Haha. Yes. Let's see, did it apply? Yes, it did. Great. A new pixel for Maui. Let me start. And let me see, is this working as expected? I would be really happy if this goes, and if I can see my app running with a Maui, at least a bit. Deploying. Oh man, it's deploying so much. Okay, great. It should pop up right now. Moment of truth. Is it there? Yes, it is there. This is great. It's missing the localization. That is completely fine because I just deleted this JSON of the localization. So the way how to actually retrieve it. Animations are still here. The borders around frame are still here. The text, it looks even styled relatively correctly. Of course, this button has been cut. Let me just go to the change language. This is a bit narrow in my opinion. Even if I switch the language here, I hard-coded it to use the English one. So let me just say up to 100. So this is of course 61. And then I get the exception in the background. As you see also here, the frame on top is not the best one. But the good thing is that this did migration, and yeah, the only question is how happy are you going to be with it, because I think the complexity of the migration is going to vary very much on the complexity of your app and complexity of your dependencies. So here I went to the bare minimum. I commented out everything I could comment out. I removed all the dependencies that I could have, and yeah, this is the result. So as you may see, there are some styling not applied correctly. I'm getting some exceptions, of course, but it does look more or less working. Now, this migration wizard, or however it's being called, seems to me more like a glorified namespace renamer. Maybe it will find thing or two that are obsolete, that needs to be changed, but if you're a good developer anyways, you would probably have your wrappers around I don't know the ways how you can access preferences or things like that. So ideally, you would be able just to copy paste all of your resources and just rename them as you go in a brand new Maui project. I think this is going to give you much less headaches than doing it with this migration utility. At least at the moment, you will have ability to control a bit more things, but yeah, the reality is that this does something. Yeah, the thing that concerns me a bit is the fact that there are some exceptions happening even in my C# code, which shouldn't usually happen, but yeah, it could be that there are some changes there as well. So you'll probably need to do also a bit of a regression testing of your app. Yeah, it's not going to be such an easy thing, I think, to migrate things to Maui app, no matter what anyone tells you. So, after analyzing Migration Assistant, my conclusion is quite simple. I think the biggest key is in the name. So it is an assistant. It just assists you to migrate things. It doesn't actually do the job. Well, at least it doesn't completely do the job. So I would say that this is, quite politically correct naming of it. Although the marketing of this assistant is that, it does almost everything for you. But if you watch the video of James Montemagno, himself is saying that you should get rid of dependency injection, you should update your MVVM code, you should think about icons, splash screens, you should consider migrating also images that you have, your PNGs to SVGs. This is remarkable, a lot of work for the thing that is called simple migration. It's everything but simple migration. If you're working with a complex app, you will probably have hundreds of images in your common project. I just don't understand how someone would expect that we would have to migrate all of them to the SVGs just so that we can introduce them to Maui. This is just, it's not financially viable in majority of the cases. So I'm a bit concerned that it was not even thought of in Maui that you can have this backwards compatibility, that you can also just, what I was really expecting, and this is, this was my expectation, that I can just maybe select all of those projects, these three guys, and I can say, okay, convert this to the Maui application, and that this migration wizard, however assistant, would be smart enough to recognize my code, to understand the differences between Maui and Xamarin. For instance, if I click play here, that he adjusts my styling, to be as it was before. Maybe I was asking too much, could be possible. But of course, as you may see, the rendering of this counter is completely different than it is in my application. I will try to start that again just so that you can see the difference. Yeah, it's just a bit weird. So I would expect that it really moves the images on its own. I would at least expect that have option in your wizard saying, do you want to build a library which you can reference to your Maui project, or do you want to build executable? That would be something at least. And I hope I'm not repeating myself, but this is one of the simplest migration scenarios. So I commented out all the fancy things that I had, like dependencies on the packages to play the musics or to do the animations or things like that. Because if you pay attention here, you see for instance the heartbeat of this frame here is completely different than the one in the Maui. The rounding here on the corners is completely different, and of course this one works. In the other one it doesn't work, even if I did migrated it. So I'm a bit pessimistic about it, to be honest, and I'm really not sure what is true benefit of it. I think it would actually make more sense to start completely new Maui project, and if you want to go on the Maui, of course, and do one page by page, one view model by view model, and do it on your own. Because at the end of the day, you don't need any migration assistant to change the namespaces or to copy files. You can use Notepad++ to do this. That's it. But yeah, anyways, I don't want to be too pessimistic, because I think there is still progress there. Since last time I was reviewing the last version of Maui, I'm not sure it was the .NET 7, but there are some positive moments here. However, what concerns again is the number of bugs, because as you may see, I'm actually recording this video for some time already, because it actually took much longer than I was expecting. And 18 minutes ago, 19 minutes ago, 45 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, okay, of course, those bugs are going to go to the triage, and they're not the focus of this video, of course, but it's just something that I want to ask myself, do you want to use the migration assistant to migrate to something which has almost 3,000 open issues? Is this good? I'm not sure. I know that Microsoft has amazing engineers who can solve these problems, so it should be possible. The only question is, of course, do they have capacity to do so? What I think it's not good is that Microsoft is telling us, hey guys, you know what? You have 5 more months to support for Xamarin. And at the same time, Maui is not stable enough. So at least what I think they should do is they should extend the support of Xamarin until Maui is stable enough, until I get, I don't know, at least similar rendering of the things that I did here. And I didn't even do this on my iOS, because I thought it doesn't make any sense. And now when I'm thinking it, I might even try. I might actually do it as well for the end, also on the iOS, just to see how does it work on my iOS emulator. And then I'm going to close this. But anyways, I think there is a progress, but I would expect much more based on the marketing that was provided to us. Thank you very much, and yeah, let's see how the iOS version looks like. So it seems that I was able also to run the app inside the iOS, inside the emulator, although it is a bit weird because there is this black boxes on top and on the bottom. Oops, I'm trying to move it with the wrong mouse. I guess that this is some sort of a bug, or I don't know what exactly, because I'm using this property to use this safe areas in the iOS. I don't know, is this the cause, the reason of it, but this is how it looks like. Yeah, it is obviously a bit different than it is in the Android. For instance, you can already recognize that this play button is a bit different, so it's not the same as it is in the Android version. So it's not being cut. Yeah, everything else more or less looks as I would expect. Of course, when I click play button, the UI is not as beautiful. Now the frame is complete circle, but all the frames here are kind of fit all together. As you may see, the application crashed because of the same problem with the view model. Okay, I'm getting also a bit of a error stack, exception stacks, or problem details in general. But yes, you may notice that at least it works. Yeah. So that's it. Thank you very much, and I wish you a pleasant migrations and work with .NET Maui.